Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, baby Dyce, and I'm back at it like a crack addict with another reaction video. All right, this time we're doing George Carlin. Now, I think I let it be known before in the past that he's one of my favorite comedians. He's hilarious to me, but I also let it be known I don't really like reacting to things that are involved around religion because I think too deep into it, and then I could talk forever and ever and ever about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I do believe in God. Yes, I am. I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to reacting to things, I'd just rather not usually because, like I said, that conversation could go on forever. But I had enough requests to do this one, and I do like George Carlin, and whatever. This is like probably the only. Well, it's not the only one because I did one before, but this is probably gonna be the last time I'm reacting to something religious or religious based, something that has to do with religion. But whatever. Not probably not. I don't know, man. I do reactions. Should I? I just hate talking forever. Like this intro is way too long. Let me just get started. I'll dive on in, man. Let's get it cracking. Oh, shout out to you new subscribers, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are dope. And also, if you watch my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Not that I need to tell you that, but please do. It would be very helpful.
But in the bullshit department, a businessman can't hold a candle to a clergyman. Because I got to tell you the truth, folks. I got to tell you the truth. When it comes to bullshit, big time, major league bullshit, you have to stand in awe. In awe of the all-time champion of false promises and exaggerated claims, religion. No contest. No contest. Religion easily has the greatest bullshit story ever told. Think about it. Religion has actually convinced people that there's an invisible man living in the sky who watches everything you do every minute of every day. And the invisible man has a special list of 10 things he does not want you to do. And if you do any of these 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time. But he loves you.
I gotta stop it right there, man. Alright, first of all, listen. Nobody ever said God was some invisible man in the sky. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever, like, simplify things so kids can understand it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some shit that they tell kids so they can understand. Nobody said he's just some invisible man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he is, he's an entity. Like, you know what I'm saying? And in a dimension we can't even possibly understand. Like, if you, oh, man. Like, put it like this, right? In science, you're taught that, the Big Bang Theory, you know what I'm saying? And religion, God said, let there be light, bang. And then there was. And science kind of proved that to be true. Like, yeah, at one point in time, just some big kaboom. But ask any scientist, what caused that kaboom? Like, what happened, like, milliseconds before that? What collided? What caused that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't know. Of course you don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? God did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like people make it seem so cartoon, like as if people really think there's a guy in the clouds and that's where you're gonna go. When you like, no, nigga, it's way deeper than that. Way deeper than that. But okay, we're gonna keep going.
He loves you and he needs money. He always needs money. He's all powerful, all perfect, all knowing, and all.
God never asked nobody for money. That's some human shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm religious and Christian don't mean that, like, saying I agree. Like, listen, your tithing and offering and all that jazz, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's for the humans. And, most churches have, food pantries and things like that. I'm actually doing a video right now. I'm doing a video. Anyway, yeah, they got food pantries and things like that, and like and that's where the money goes usually. I'm not saying that some churches don't just take your money, but it's not God asking for the money. There's another misconception.
Wise somehow just can't handle money. Religion takes in billions of dollars. They pay no taxes, and they always need a little more. Now, you talk about a good bullshit story. Holy shit. Thank you very much. But I want you to know something. This is sincere. I want you to know, when it comes to believing in God, I really tried. I really tried. I tried to believe that there is a God who created each of us in his own image and likeness, loves us very much, and keeps a close eye on things. I really tried to believe that, but I gotta tell you, the longer you live, the more you look around, the more you realize something is fucked up. Something is wrong here.
Yeah.
War, disease, death, destruction, hunger, filth, poverty, torture, crime, corruption, and the ice capades. Something is definitely wrong. This is not good work. If this is the best God can do, I am not impressed. Results like these do not belong on the resume of a supreme being. This is the kind of shit you'd expect from an office temp with a bad attitude. And just between you and me, in any decently run universe, this guy would have been out on his all-powerful ass a long time ago. And by the way, I say this guy because I firmly believe, looking at these results, that if there is a God, it has to be a man. No woman could or would ever fuck things up like this.
All right, another point here. I'm sorry I keep pausing, you know what I'm saying, but I got to, man. Like, listen, God didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, humans did. What people fail to realize is God gave man free will. Which means you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? You can. And yes, the 10 Commandments was given to man, but it's not really like a, like do this or I'm going to stop you from doing it or I'm going to, that's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? God gave you free will, so you can do whatever you want to do. There is the 10 Commandments of things that he doesn't want you to do, but if you do them, you fucking do them. It's just know that at the end of your life, there will be consequences for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like wrap your head around that shit. It's like, it's not like God is sitting there like, okay, well, y'all are killing each other over here. Let me intervene. Like, no, I gave you free will. That's what you're choosing to do with it. That's on you, kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of it all, like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna see me, and I'm gonna make my decision on you. I'm the ultimate judge. Whatever made up judges y'all got going on Earth, and that can sentence you to years in prison and all this and that, ain't got shit to do with the ultimate judge who's gonna deal with your eternity. You dig what I'm saying? But he's not gonna intervene with that. Like, it's your choice. You got free will. So, no, God didn't have anything to do with what's going on here. We did. Like, we fucked it up.
If there is a God, I think most reasonable people might agree that he's at least incompetent and maybe, just maybe, doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit, which I admire in a person and which would explain a lot of these bad results. So rather than be just another mindless religious robot, mindlessly and aimlessly and blindly believing that all of this is in the hands of some spooky, incompetent father figure who doesn't give a shit, I decided to look around for something else to worship, something I could really count on. And immediately, I thought of the sun. Happened like that. Overnight, I became a sun worshiper. Well, not overnight. You can't see the sun at night. First thing the next morning, I became a sun worshiper. Okay. Several reasons. First of all, I can see the sun. Okay? Yeah. Unlike some other gods I could mention, I can actually see the sun. I'm big on that. If I can see something, I don't know, Kind of helps the credibility along, you know? So every day I can see the sun as it gives me everything I need. Heat, light, food, flowers in the park, reflections on the lake, an occasional skin cancer, but hey, at least there are no crucifixions, and we're not setting people on fire simply because they don't agree with us. Sun worship is fairly simple. There's no mystery, no miracles, no pageantry, no one asks for money, there are no songs to learn, and we don't have a special building where we all gather once a week to compare clothing.
Again, all human stuff. Has nothing to do with God. Like, humans decided all of that. But God himself, like I said, I'm not overly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got, you know, people go to church I don't go to church every Sunday. I do read the Bible from time to time, but do I believe everything in it? Yeah and not. Like, I feel like a lot of it is, like, either metaphorical or, like, you know, you gotta apply it to your life. Like, I don't know how to word it, man, but, like, you know, but I do believe in a higher being. Like, you know what I'm saying? I believe the universe was definitely created by something, someone. And that something or someone is God. No, you can't see him. Like, but you can't see freaking, like, I don't know, Kepler 22, like, from here with your naked eye, can you? No, because it's not that close. I don't think heaven is, like, in the sky. I think heaven is, like, way out of this universe. Like, there's probably multiple universes. And outside of all of those universes, there's definitely God just cold kicking it and like, yeah, I created all of these. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot more than what people think, you know. But whatever.
And the best thing about the sun, it never tells me I'm unworthy. Doesn't tell me I'm a bad person who needs to be saved. Hasn't said an unkind word. Treats me fine. So I worship the sun. But I don't pray to the sun. Know why? I wouldn't presume on our friendship. It's not polite. I've often thought people treat God rather rudely, don't you? Asking, you know, trillions and trillions of prayers every day, asking and pleading and begging for favors. Do this, give me that, I need a new car, I want a better job. And most of this praying takes place on Sunday, his day off. It's not nice, and it's no way to treat a friend. But people do pray, and they pray for a lot of different things. You know, your sister needs an operation on her crotch. Your brother was arrested for defecating in a mall. But most of all, you'd really like to fuck that hot little redhead down at the convenience store. You know, the one with the eye patch and the club foot. Right?
Yeah.
Can you pray for that? I think you'd have to. And I say, fine, pray for anything you want. Pray for anything. But what about the divine plan? Remember that? The divine plan. Long time ago, God made a divine plan. Gave it a lot of thought, decided it was a good plan, put it into practice. And for billions and billions of years, the divine plan has been doing just fine. Now you come along and pray for something. Well, suppose the thing you want isn't in God's divine plan. What do you want him to do? Change his plan? Just for you? Doesn't it seem a little arrogant? It's a divine...
Not how that works. The divine, like, all right, Bob, if you know anything about the universe, you realize how small and insignificant Earth is, right? And that's a lot of people's argument and that don't believe in God. They're like, yo, Bob, you see how small Earth, like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no way God exists. And if it does, you know, they got all these different arguments, right? Yeah, that divine plan would be way bigger than me and you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the things you pray for, whether you get it or not, it's not going to intervene with his ultimate plan. You know, we're just, like I said, I hate talking about this stuff. I can go on forever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, man, whatever. I'm gonna just keep it going because this video will be like a fucking hour, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it going. R.I.P. George Carlin, man. I hope you got to meet him. You know what I'm saying? God, that is.
Plan. What's the use of being God if every rundown schmuck with a $2 prayer book can come along and fuck up your plan? And here's something else, another problem you might have. Suppose your prayers aren't answered. What do you say? Well, it's God's will. Thy will be done. Fine. But if it's God's will and he's going to do what he wants to anyway, why the fuck bother praying in the first place? Seems like a big waste of time to me. Couldn't you just skip the praying part and go right to his will? It's all very confusing. So to get around a lot of this, I decided to worship the sun. But, as I said, I don't pray to the sun. You know who I pray to? Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. Two reasons. First of all, I think he's a good actor, okay? To me, that counts. Second, he looks like a guy who can get things done. Joe Pesci doesn't fuck around. Doesn't fuck around. In fact, Joe Pesci came through on a couple of things that God was having trouble with. For years, I asked God to do something about my noisy neighbor with the barking dog. Joe Pesci straightened that cocksucker out with one visit. It's amazing what you can accomplish with a simple baseball bat. So I've been praying to Joe for about a year now. And I noticed something. I noticed that all the prayers I used to offer to God and all the prayers I now offer to Joe Pesci are being answered at about the same 50% rate. Half the time I get what I want, half the time I don't. Same as God, 50-50. Same as the four-leaf clover and the horseshoe, the wishing well and the rabbit's foot. Same as the mojo man. Same as the voodoo lady who tells you your fortune by squeezing the goat's testicles. It's all the same, 50-50. So just pick your superstition, sit back, make a wish, and enjoy yourself. And for those of you who look to the Bible for moral lessons and literary qualities, I might suggest a couple of other stories for you. You might want to look at The Three Little Pigs. That's a good one. Has a nice, happy ending. I'm sure you'll like that. Wow. Then there's Little Red Riding Hood, although it does have that X-rated part where the big bad wolf actually eats the grandmother, which I didn't care for, by the way. And finally, I've often always drawn a great deal of moral comfort from Humpty Dumpty. The part I like the best, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's because there is no Humpty Dumpty and there is no God. None, not one, no God, never was. In fact, I'm gonna put it this way. If there is a God, may he strike this audience dead. See, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everybody's okay. All right. Tell you what. I'll raise the stakes a little bit. If there is a God, may he strike me dead. See, nothing happened. Oh, wait, got a little cramp in my leg. My balls hurt. Plus, I'm blind. Oh, now I'm okay again. Must have been Joe Pesci, huh? God bless Joe Pesci. Thank you all very much. Joe bless you. Thank you very much.
This is a brief. Yeah, George Carlin is a maniac, man. Well, it was, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, George Carlin, man. But, like I said, I can't sit here and talk about this all day because I literally will talk about it all day. And, like, everything I say, somebody has a rebuttal for, and vice versa. Like, you know, I can say something right back to your rebuttal. So it's like, I'm not getting into that. I'm not doing it. I just reacted to it because I had like a whole grip of requests for it. People was like, you know, saying, "Oh, you should react to George Carlin on religion." Da, 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 da. I did it. You happy? But yeah, I really don't like doing these. Not really, like, because it's not fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting and it's fun to not fun, but it's interesting to debate on things. You know what I'm saying? And see where people's logic is, and you know where mine is, and things like that. But it's really not fun. I'd rather laugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm going to watch a comedian, I want to laugh. I don't want to sit here and debate with you motherfuckers all day. You know what I'm saying? But George Carlin, always funny. Like I said, one of my favorite comedians of all time. I don't care whether he was an atheist, you know, born Catholic and then turned atheist. I don't care about none of that. Like, he's a funny guy. Very funny. And can't take that from him, you know. As far as my belief, I believe what I believe. You believe what you want to believe. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of your road, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be hit with some facts there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we'll find out when this life is over. But as of right now, I'm going to keep continuing to believe in God. Like I said, I don't really go to church like that. I should probably start going back to church. But I just don't, you know, not for any reason. It's just I don't feel like I need to. Like, you know, God is everywhere. Like, I could pray to God right now and, you know, have my relationship with him. But anyway, enough of all that. Getting way off track here. I hope everybody has a happy new year and has had a Merry Christmas, you know what I'm saying, if I didn't mention that before. And yeah, welcome to 2019, man. And it's your boy Baby Dice. I'm up out of here early.